So I'm here at the GMC dealer checking out some trucks because I need some information. I think they got Chevys down on that end, but look at these brand new trucks here. Isn't that nice? All lifted and everything. Let's take a look. Spindle lift, 2-wheel drive, probably a Pro Comp kit. Torsion bar. Here's the Bumpstop Extension. I think it's a Pro Comp kit. See the bump stop there? This one here is a torsion bar. No, this isn't a torsion bar. This is a coil sprung. This has a strut spacer on it. See it? Nice. Another strut spacer kit on this one. And this is only a 2-wheel, no? Looks like a 2-wheel drive. Yeah, it is 2-wheel drive. Pro Comp kit. I'm interested in the Colorado, so let's go look at the Colorados. So I wanted to see what the bump stop spacing is on a stock Colorado. And you see that right there. That's it. I can barely stick a finger in there. It's pretty tight. But that's not a 4x4. Here's a 4x4 next door, but this is ZR2. It's got a little bigger gap on it. It's got the cast upper control arms. That's kind of nice. A nice bright red. Like the white one. There's a ZR2. The factory price is $44,000. Dealer asking price is $49,000. Wow. Wow. And share. So this is the factory bump stop mount. Okay. Here's the actual little pad that's in there. It just pops in there. It makes contact right there. But you know, with the lift kit, see, this is how much the lower suspension drops down from here. It was up here, and now it's down here. This is never going to go all the way up there without the suspension topping out, without my strut stopping out. So I'm doing my own custom thing here. I'm trying to use the existing mount, so the idea is, as you can see, yeah, I hacked it up. That's being much easier with the proper tools like a cutting torch or a plasma cutter, but that's what I got, grinders and sawzalls, and figure take a little bit off there, okay? And then on the bottom, cut a 2-inch hole with a hole saw. So I got my hole saw right there. So the bump stop body, this is the body. I'll slide in there. Okay. Gotta do some alignment though. See, all this takes time. You just can't hack it up. You gotta figure out, well, wait a minute. It's got to be at a proper angle and all that. So I'm going to go off this angle right here, see? I'm going to square it up with that because that's the way the original one was in there. And then to secure it, I need to put in the can mount here. So this will go on top. Like something like that. Like I said, I got to clean it up so everything fits nice and square. I'll fit it up dry, and then I'll get my welder up and weld everything back up on the sides and on the bottom. It's going to take a little bit more work. This needs to go back more. I need to trim some off the top here so this sits flush and squared up. It's all trial and error. Then hopefully everything works out. I'll slip the body in there, slide that over the top, line everything up, tack it in place, and then do the finish welds. And doing a little adjustment to the bump stops on this truck. In case you didn't know, I'm running the long travel struts, which are an inch longer. And I was testing the fit on these when I installed them, that on compression, in other words when it goes all the way up, it's very tight. It's very tight. So I'm running a rough country lift and custom bump stops here, so I want to adjust these. Okay, I went off-roading last weekend, and you can barely see, they go about an inch compression. So compression wise, I'm talking squish, you know. If you look at the factory bump stops on here, they're just like little rubber pads. So how much do you think those compress? I think these have a lot more compression to them because they're bigger, so I'm gonna tighten them up. It's a whole idea here, yeah. Alright guys, yesterday I had to make a little adjustment to my bump stops, and I didn't have time to actually go through explaining everything, but there's all kinds of different designs in these. Some have oil and gas, adjustable, come in several different lengths. So these fit in a standard 2-inch tube holder, I guess you would call it, that's welded onto the frame. Got that done. But these are not gas, or they're not oil, they are urethane. They have these urethane bumpers in them, see that? Cellular foam urethane. So they got a little bit of squish to them. They actually come in two different hardnesses. Durometer they call it. A blue and a black. So I'm running the black ones. Only because if you look at the factory bump stops on your Colorado, I'll show you a picture of that right now. They're really small. Just how much do you think those compress? And they're not really meant to compress a whole lot. They're meant to take up that gap right before your suspension bottoms out, and without those it'd be metal to metal. So that's all it is. It's just a little pad there. Okay. Now I recommend upgrading those if you're going to do some heavy off-roading. Try those Timbren active suspension, I think they call it, bumps. I'll put a little link to that. I ran those on my Tacoma all the way around. They worked out pretty good. On this one here I had a different problem with this one, and that was because I've got that 6-inch lift. Everything is 6 inches farther apart, so you just can't change the bump stop. You got to put a longer bump stop, and this kit from Rough Country did not come with Bumpstop Extensions. So I found I could use these because they're long enough. That's why they're so long. I had to reach from the original bump stop all the way down to the new location of the control arm. So they come in different sizes. So this is kind of like a hit and miss thing because you know, I'm no expert on this stuff, but I assume these compress a certain amount. How much? I don't know. There's no specs on these things. So I was running 3 of the black ones, right? It's like 1, 2, 3. And I figured I'd tighten that up a little, but how am I going to do that? I maybe remove one? And just run 2. So like, okay, let's run 2 in there. And see how that works. I don't need all this compression right here. It's only compressing that much at this time. And it depends how hard you're landing too. I'm not jumping my truck or nothing like that, but you know, those unexpected bumps, you never know. So even though the new struts I have do have they advertise some kind of hydraulic lockout at full compression, or is it bump stop at full compression and hydraulic lockout at full extension? How does that work? I have no idea. Can't find any information on that, exactly how it works. But so now actually inside the tube it looks like that. Squish, squish, right? Squishy, squishy. Like I said, the factory bump stops are only like that thick, so I don't need all that compression. What I'm trying to eliminate is the hard bottoming with the suspension comes to its stop. You don't want the struts stopping, topping out, bottoming out, metal to metal. It's the only thing you're trying to do with these things, okay? Hopefully the suspension now will be able to take up most of the bumps. I got the 700-pound springs. I've got the heavy-duty Koni heavy track raids. I'm the only one in the USA running those, so you've seen it here first. I'll be heading out that way. That's the way I came in right there, up that trail. It's getting pretty rutted. Up over, then you go down, and you got to go back up one more hill climb.